Is it coming through all right? You got it up there. Does it look like it's a good deal? Boom! And the internet.
Welcome to Truist for the parade for Georgia High School Association High School Baseball.
How we doing? I'm Mike.
The final game of the day is between the Bethel and Whitefield. The GFSA is their schools and the credit for those that sportsmanship on student athletes, coaches, and spectators of all GFSA exciting events. Intimidating actions directed at officials, vendors, further spectators and watching television, and a bright on story holding the event sites. Spectators are not allowed to enter the competition area prior to, during, or after the conclusion of the contest. All items are subject to legal regulation. Thank you for your cooperation and the promotion of good sportsmanship at today's event. And now the starting lineup for Whitefield. We are playing contest number 3, Batting second, playing center field number 1, Batting third, the catcher number 25, Harrison. Playing shortstop, number 2, Batting fifth, playing left field, number 24, Andrew Gray. Batting sixth, playing right field, number 12, Gibson Wallace. Batting seventh, playing first base, number 22. The designated hitter, number 26, Keith Harkin. At ninth, playing second base, number 21, Owen McGee.
Truist Park, home of the Braves, becomes home of the Pack this afternoon, a date we've had circled on our calendars for quite some time. It's April 4th because Whitefield playing here at Truist Park today against the Eagles of Mount Bethel. It's quite the place to broadcast, right behind home plate. Glad you're joining us here today on the Whitefield Sports Network. With Kevin Brogan, I'm Jack Hunter, and Kevin, perfect weather day outside. Getting to play a game at Truist Park, can't really beat it.
No, 83 degrees, sunny. Sun just kind of went down for all of the people in the stands, but the field is in complete sun. But 83 degrees, warm, beautiful day, no wind, and yeah, perfect day for baseball. These kids have got to be excited. This field looks incredible.
This is one of a few games that is being played here today, with the Braves being on the road in Arizona right now. We had a great game last game in a kind of a higher classification game. This time we get a game between two region foes who played not too long ago, less than a week ago it was. Whitefield went to Mount Bethel. We were there on that Monday game. It was a 5-3 loss, so not necessarily just like an exhibition game today that you can just kind of have some fun. This is a game that Whitefield needs to get back from the Eagles today.
Yeah, they had some good pitching. Matter of fact, he's the first one up to bat for them. And here we go. It's 320 down, 335 down the left field, 325 down right, and 400 in center field.
Sam Kirkian, the senior from the stretch, and we are underway. A fastball upstairs, and we're off at 4:23. This game's scheduled to start at 4, but as it is, when you have multiple games being played, you get kind of delayed a little bit, but starting here at a good time. 1-0 pitch, fouled back into the seats. Pretty solid crowd today. You kind of wonder what the crowd was going to look like with Easter break. A lot of families obviously going on vacation then, but we got a pretty good contingency of Pack fans that have made their way out here.
We've got Harrison Brantley behind the plate, Luke Linder at first, Owen McKeeby at second, Landon Ryan at short, and Lofton Brown at third.
1-1. Fouled away. Kirkian beating Stevens. Kirkian pitched an inning in relief in that loss on Monday. It was a very easy inning for Sam Kirkian and ended up setting him 3 up, 3 down. He was the last pitcher in the ball game for Whitefield.
Yeah, I wonder, if a baseball goes into the stands for the Whitefield, do the kids get to keep it, or are they supposed to throw it back?
The kick on the 1-2 misses high. Well, considering that we do have to supply the baseballs today, and unlike an MLB team, Whitefield Academy baseball is not printing money left and right. I do think we will want the baseballs back, hopefully. 2-2, popped in the air on the infield. Owen McKeeby at second base, tracking it in the sky, and on the edge of the grass, makes the catch for the first out.
We've got Andrew Wade in left field, Jackson Wallace in right field, and Connor Patel in center field. So we were at the top of the first inning. 1 out, nobody on. Their second batter, nice pop up right to this infield, and we've got 1 away.
So Patrick Simon, the center fielder, steps in. First pitch to him. Misses high and in. The Mount Bethel lineup is almost identical from what their lineup looked like on Monday. There's a little bit of switching in terms of where guys are batting in the lineup, but only one guy is different in this batting lineup from the last time. 1-0 outside. So it ended up being Greer Haswell was the designated hitter last time, and he DH'd for the shortstop, Holton Roberts, but Holton Roberts is just hitting for himself today. That's the only change in the Bethel lineup. So Familiar faces at the plate for Whitefield. 2-0 now. Line drive up the middle for a base hit. Patrick Simon returns it right where it came from, a one-out single.
Yeah, he had a line drive. Nice shot. Went right between Sam and Landon. Landed about 5 feet out into the grass, rolled out to center field. Connor Patel throws it in quickly, and they've got a runner on first with 1 out. So we're at the top of the first inning. 1 out. Mount Bethel's got a runner on first base, and their score is 0-0.
Browning Manette, the second baseman, coming to the plate. He was 0 for 2 on Monday. Open stance, right-handed batter's box. First pitch to him. Misses high with a fastball. He ended up having a sacrifice bunt in there as well as grounding into a fielder's choice and striking out in the first inning.
They're taking a nice aggressive read. There he goes.
Runner goes.
Ooh,
swing and a miss at the plate.
Yeah, they're going to call
he's out
interference.
at second.
Yeah, the batter swung so hard it kind of brought his momentum right in front of Harrison, and they called the interference. But did he get him anyway?
Well, he got him out. I think the umpire may have been pointing at him as a yes, he did swing, because the batter's still at the plate right now here in the 1-1 count. The runner would have just gone back to first if it was interference. Ball outside, now 2 balls and a strike, but a lot going on that plate nonetheless.
Harrison had a rope down there then.
Kind of a hit-and-run chance for Mount Bethel there, and that's what took the swing over the plate. 2-1 pitch to Manette. Swing and a miss, big fastball, and he comes up empty.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're at the top of the first inning. Mount Bethel 0, Whitefield 0.
A tall senior righty, Sam Kirkian, trying to face the minimum here. And the 2-2. Fastball misses low. The count runs full. We got Carter Langston, the first baseman, on deck. Manette, the 3-hole hitter for Whitefield, will have Brown, Patel, and Brantley coming up on the bottom half of the inning. And now for the payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Sam Kirkian gets his first strikeout of the afternoon, and it finishes Mount Bethel here in the top of the first. At the end of 1/2 inning, it's Mount Bethel 0 and Whitefield Academy coming up next. Welcome back to Truist Park. Mount Bethel set down in order in the first inning. Sam Kirkian only facing 3 batters. We go to the bottom of the first. Lofton Brown, for the first time this year, is leading off this game. It's the first batter that not named Harrison Brantley that is leading off a game for Whitefield this year. But they will be facing a familiar arm. Hayes Stevens getting the start for Mount Bethel. He threw 93 pitches, 5 scoreless innings versus Whitefield on Monday.
He'd throw that high fastball, then a great breaking ball right after that.
And on cue, high fastball, swing and a miss for strike 1. So Mike Shaheen out there, the team scored 3 runs on Monday and scored 1 run, and it was in the 7th inning on Thursday, making probably the most drastic lineup changes we've seen yet. Now the 0-1. No, late strike. somewhere on the corner.
So no balls, 2 strikes, no outs. We're at the bottom of the first inning. Whitefield 0, Mount Bethel 0. Here at Truist Park, Lofton Brown at bat.
Brown getting wide with 2 strikes, and that fastball this time is off the plate. Lofton Brown was the starting pitcher versus Kings Ridge on Thursday. Got roughed up a little bit, but did get a hit, though, in the 7th inning of the game. Breaking ball, ground ball to short. And the swing to first in time. Good toss from Roberts to Langston for out number 1.
That's a big breaking ball. He did a nice job following that and getting some wood on the bat, but it went right to the shortstop, picked it up cleanly, got him out at first. But that breaking ball, which was, it's good to see him hit it. We were getting a lot of strikeouts last time against that curveball, and hopefully we're hitting it better today.
Patel stepping in. Swing and miss, changeup, had Connor out in front. It is definitely an advantage for Whitefield to have seen Hayes Stevens for 5 innings. A lot of these guys getting up there 2-3 times, but he was dominant, and that is not something to overlook. And he pumps a fastball in there for a strike. 0 balls and 2 strikes now.
0 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We're at the bottom of the first inning. Mount Bethel 0, Whitefield 0 here at Truist Park. Connor Patel at bat.
And Patel will step out as Stevens steps off the mound. Connor's been hitting cleanup for really most of the year now. Went 0 for 2 on Thursday. And he sees a changeup outside.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on. We're at the bottom of the first. Whitefield 0, Mount Bethel 0.
Patel's seen 2 changeups outside, a fastball in. And he sees another fastball in here. He just gets a piece of it. And we'll live to see another day. Connor Patel last hit in the 2-hole against Fellowship Christian on March 11th. That was the first region game of the year. Now we've played 10 region games, so he's been settling in the cleanup spot, but Mike Shaheen wants to have his bat a little bit higher in the order here today. Walsh set up outside, the 1-2, breaking ball there, called strike 3.
Wow, so 2 outs. We're at the bottom of the first inning. Mount Bethel 0, Whitefield 0. We've got nobody on. And Harrison Brantley coming to bat. So 2 outs, bottom of the first, 0-0 game here at Truist Park.
As I mentioned, Brantley has only hit leadoff this year, so a little bit weird for him seeing 2 batters come to the plate before him in the first inning. He had a great game versus Kings Ridge on Thursday. In first pitch,
nice shot.
He keeps it going with a line drive single into center field. He went 4 for 4 with 4 singles on Thursday, and now he's 5 for his last 5. Will keep the inning alive.
Another great hit because of that breaking ball, and it was breaking on him, and he waited on it. And he just hit a nice line drive, hit right around second base, goes into the outfield, and we've got a runner on first with 2 outs.
You joined us on Monday at Mount Bethel. Harrison was the first batter of the game and had a very similar single off of Hayes Stevens. Good sign. Harrison's hitting the ball up the middle a lot recently. He's seen it well. Landon Ryan, the junior, in the cleanup spot today. And at first pitch, sees something soft outside for a strike.
So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on first.
Long pause, slide steps to the plate. Stevens does not get the strike call as he misses outside. Out of all the lineup changes today, Landon Ryan hitting cleanup might be the biggest one, in that Landon has hit mostly 8th this year. He's mostly hitting the bottom 3 in the order, has climbed up to as high as 5th, but that was not for a long time. 1-1, high fly ball, shallow center field. Simon still racing in, big outfield, and he's not going to catch it. He'll trap it. Harrison Brantley is going to come around, and he is going to score standing up. And an unconventional RBI single for Landon Ryan. It is 1-0.
He hit it high in the air, but the center fielder was back deep, and the shortstop, second baseman couldn't get to him. He ran as hard as he could in. He had to make that decision. Was he going to dive for it? He didn't, to keep it from going past him. Drops in front of him. He picks it up, and Harrison's rounding third, and then he drops it again, and Harrison just keeps going, and we scored a run. So Landon Ryan on first. It's Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0 here at the bottom of the first. We've got 2 outs.
And that's exactly the type of luck that needs to go Whitefield's way. You feel like it just hasn't been as Wade takes first pitch off of the plate. And something worth noting, too, is that this field is much bigger, not a ton bigger, but much bigger than most high school fields. And so these outfielders, in terms of depth-wise, are kind of mixed up. 1-0, runner goes, pitches a strike, throw down to second, is not in time. Landon Ryan with the stolen base. He is in scoring position.
Wow, great. He went in head first, and he saw the ball coming in and actually slid to the outside, got his hand in there, and great steal. Closer than it looked, and now we've got a runner on second with 2 outs. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs.
The haunted runner in scoring position for Whitefield. In that Mount Bethel game on Monday, they were 3 for 13 with runners in scoring position, left 11 guys on in the loss. The 1-1 fouled back behind the plate. So that is the number one statistic to look at today is runners in scoring position, because Whitefield actually out-hit Mount Bethel 9-7 in that game on Monday, but they just could not stop leaving guys on base. They ended up leaving 7 guys on base in the last 4 innings of the game.
Yeah, we had bases loaded twice and got for the third out and bases were loaded. That was a tough one. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Walsh set up outside. The pitch is there, but it's off the plate. Andrew Wade works now a 2-2 count.
We've got Landon Ryan on second. He had a great pop-up that fell between the center fielder and the shortstop. We scored a run on that. And now he's on second base after stealing second base, taking a massive lead. He's getting the shortstop's attention now. There he goes for third. 2-2,
fouled away. Ryan will have to go back to second base. But Andrew Wade, now that John Durden, who suffered an injury on Thursday, he's going to be out for a little bit of time. Shouldn't be too long, but banged his head on the wall. That 4-person outfield quickly now becomes a 3-person outfield. So Andrew Wade getting an opportunity to get back in the lineup. Swung it well on Monday against this team, against this pitcher. Had 2 hits in the game and also reached on a hard hit error as well. Runner in scoring position here, that's Ryan. Now the 2-2 pitch is line.
Good shot.
Second baseman Manette backing up, but he's got it, and he'll throw it to first in time, inning over. Whitefield gets 1 across on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 left. At the end of 1 inning, it's 1-0 Whitefield Academy. To the second inning we go. Whitefield getting 1 run on the board to take an early 1-0 lead at Truist Park alongside Kevin Brogan. Jack Hunter here with you here on the Whitefield Sports Network on the road at Truist Park. 4, 5, and 6 due up here in the top of the second for the Mount Bethel Eagles. New pitcher for Whitefield is Luke Williams, the senior, now pitching for the 6th time this year. The righty set, and his first pitch is a breaking ball that spins high out of his hands for ball 1.
We've got our light gold uniforms on. They've got blue tops with gray pants. Harrison Brantley behind the plate, Luke Linder at first.
Now the 1-0. Fouled back.
Owen McKeeby's at second. Landon Ryan's playing shortstop. Lofton Brown is at third base. Connor Patel's playing center field. Jackson Wallace is in right field.
And now the 1-1, another breaking ball that misses high to Langston.
And Andrew Wade is in left. So 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. We're at the top of the second inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
Williams comes home. A line drive, right center field gap. This is going to get down, and Wallace will get in front of it, so hold Langston to a single, but Mount Bethel with the leadoff hit here in the top of the second inning.
Tell you what, you're so right on how much bigger this field is. If that thing goes to the fence, that can easily be a triple. And that's where we're really grateful for the speed of all of our outfielders. And I notice, Connor Patel now going center field. Has he played center field at all this year? I know he's been going back and forth left and right, but I don't recall him being center before this game.
And a bunt on the first pitch. Brown charges, throws to first, not in time. Bang, bang play, and Lemming beats it out, hustling down the line.
You couldn't have played it any cleaner than Lofton. He picked it up cleanly, he fired it cleanly, but it was a slow roller of a bunt, and Lofton threw a strike to him. It was just a perfectly played bunt, and they're safe. So they've got no outs, runner at first and second. We're at the top of the second inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
And to answer your question, I believe there was a time at some point this year. I mean, this is game 22 now, so I don't remember entirely, where Connor did appear in center field at some point, but definitely did not start a game or play significant time there. This is a new thing this year for him. Merchant showing bunt.
Nice.
Strike, back to first in time.
What a play. Harrison Brantley comes up firing. They were doing that secondary lead again, and they were, not getting back quick. I guarantee you Harrison noticed that early, and he fires down to Luke Linder, and they tag him out by about a foot. He was out, and a great throw by Harrison. Great play by Luke, too. So they've got 1 out, runner at second now.
So it is a strike, as Merchant was not able to pull it back. Still that runner on second. Langston's there. The 0-1 is in there for a strike. So a little bit of bad luck on the Whitefield side, or really for Luke Williams. And that bunt, that was a bang-bang play that went against Whitefield, and then it kind of evened out when Harrison Brantley back-picked the trail runner at first base. Williams ahead, 0 balls and 2 strikes, has the sign and the pitch he likes, and he climbs down the mound and misses high. So we talked about the depth in the outfield. Another thing that may be different is for the pitchers, the slope of the mound here at an MLB stadium, much higher and much steeper than you have at a normal high school field. So kind of a learning curve for these pitchers here.
Did they get a chance to try any of that at practice?
And called strike 3. So Merchant goes down, and so they're able to pitch in the bullpen. And the bullpen mound is similar to the game mound. Obviously, if you're the Braves, you want pitchers kind of knowing that, but don't really think there's a way to fully replicate that. Yeah. And obviously then you've got kind of MLB backstop behind you. So it's kind of a change of scenery, and we should get a lot of one-inning pitchers today, so not like they get a lot of time to get familiar with it. Luke Walsh, the catcher, first pitch, fly ball to center. Patel in, and he's got it. Had a little bit of a late break, but he'll come in and grab it. That'll be it for the Eagles in the second inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second, still 1-0.
Builders, Capital Restorations, Evergreen Orthodontics, Los Bravos, 10,000 Reasons. If you are interested in becoming a high-value corporate sponsor, visit WhitfieldAthletics.com for more information. Thank you for your support, and go back.
Welcome back to Truist Park, home of the Braves. Today it is home of the Whitefield Wolfpack, who are up 1-0, and they get another chance to swing it here in the bottom of the second with Wallace Linder and Case Martin due up. Great to have you with us here on a steamy but nice day here at Truist Park. Speaking of hot, the Braves are red hot. They're out in Arizona thumping the Diamondbacks right now. So we're keeping their ballpark company while they're gone. Hopefully we can take some of their offensive momentum and juju they got while they were here, and we can access some of that here. We've already one run in the first, so let's see if we can get some more here in the second.
Yeah, beautiful day. It was 83 when we started, probably still right there too. Sun's starting to go. It's getting blocked a little bit behind home plate, so you're seeing the catchers now in the shade. Almost everybody else in the sun, maybe not the first baseman, but it's going down. But it's a beautiful day here at the park.
Jackson Wallace, the right fielder, facing off against Stevens. First pitch, and he fouls it back.
Well, we did hear between the innings that the baseball, if they foul one off, you're supposed to give it to one of the Braves people around there, and they give you a coupon for a Braves momentum item that you can go pick out. So we are getting the balls back.
0-1, looks like a changeup. Wallace out in front. Wallace did not see Stevens on Monday. He ended up coming in the game, but he ended up pitching 3 1/3 innings. Was a kind of integral part of keeping Whitefield in the game, but this is his first time seeing the high-powered and effective right-hander, the junior Hayes Stevens. 0-2 count. And the pitch, high fastball. Wallace lays it off.
You know, Mount Bethel, too, that was one of the shortest parks between the catcher and the backstop. This is probably the longest we've seen, so any pass ball is really going to be a chore for the catcher to get it back up there.
1-2 off the end of the bat and caught by the shortstop Roberts for the first out.
Yeah, he kind of hit it on the inside of it, popped it right to the shortstop, and if he wasn't there, could have gone, into the outfield, but it was a lightly hit ball and it went right to the shortstop.
Yeah, it looked like he got jammed here off the skinny part on the inside of the bat, actually. And an easy out, an easy grab out there at short by Holton Roberts. Here's Luke Linder. First pitch to Linder, dotted on the outside corner for a strike.
I think we can safely say that outside, low and outside, they're giving it to him consistent on both teams, and this is a good pitcher. We're at the bottom of the second inning, Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
And that is called strike 2. So we've seen, as you mentioned, kind of a big zone today. We've seen it outside. We've seen balls called up, and you're a dominant pitcher like Hayes Stevens. That's just kind of trouble for opposing offenses.
Yeah, because the catcher's setting up outside now because he knows he's getting it.
And he misses over the plate here, shaking his head, but Linder fouls it back. Still 0 balls and 2 strikes. Another thing, I don't know if this is influencing umpire zone or not, but we're told we have a strict 2-hour time limit for the game today. So we started at 4:23, and when 6:23 comes around, been told the game is ending, even if it's in the middle of an inning. So obviously bigger zone, quicker routes, quicker at that. So we'll see how that goes into play today. Now an 0-2 again, high.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. We're at the bottom of the second inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0. Here at Truist Park, nobody's on. Luke Linder at bat.
The 1-2, line drive, slicing away from the center fielder Simon, and it drops in front of him for a base hit. Luke Linder, in his first at bat today, pops a 1-out single.
beautiful line drive shot, hard hit, right between second baseman and the second base, kind of slicing away from him, hard hit right between the two outfielders, and they got in front of it to keep him on first base, or it would have been a double, but a great shot by Luke Linder, great hit.
And here's Case Martin. Martin was the starting pitcher against Mount Bethel. Had a kind of bad day at the plate, but makes amends for it here as he singles it into left field.
And those look like new shoes for Case.
Hard to miss those powder blue shoes, and hey, if those shoes
if they
have some hits in them,
we should give them the whole team. That would be fantastic. Yeah, they look great. Great line drive shot, hit in the dirt right between shortstop and the third baseman, gets to the outfield. Now we've got runners on first and second, 1 out.
So as I was saying, Case went 0 for 3 and got hit on the game, but took all that knowledge from facing Stevens into this game and looked ready to hit. Here's McKeeby, and he takes high. Owen, being really thrusted down the lineup, has been in the 3-hole for probably the last 8 to 10 games, really in reach and play, and is now hitting in the 9-hole today. He's still having a fantastic year, hitting over 400 or right about there.
1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. We've got runners on first and second, bottom of the second inning.
And off the end of the bat, ground ball to third. Merchant steps on the bag, long throw across, and in time for a 5-3 double play, and that will end things for the Pack in the second.
Yeah, Owen hit it hard, but straight to the third baseman, and he was literally 1 step off of third base, stepped on third quickly to get the force out, and made a good throw over to first to double up Owen. You know how good a play it is because we know how fast Owen is, and he got him out, and Owen was hustling down there. So great play, unfortunately, for a double play to end the inning.
All right, now we go to the third inning. Got some subs on the other side to tell you about. Alden Martin towing the rubber here in the third, and is 1-0 Whitefield. And Jack Javornak, the left fielder, the 8-hole hitter for Mount Bethel, stepping to the plate. Got some sub changes to tell you about momentarily. 1-0 misses inside. Andrew Kim now behind the plate. He's got Thomas Dickey at first, White Childers at second base, Robert Boyd at third base. 2-0. Hit over the head of Ryan. Nope, he's got it.
Great play. It's popped it up. Landon turned one way and realized it kind of wind was blowing to the other. Had to make a full turn the other way. Made a nice overhead catch for the first out. So we're at the top of the third inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0. We've got 1 out, nobody on. Andrew Kim behind the plate, Thomas Dickey over at first.
First pitch, fouled away. Holton Roberts at the plate. So in center, Winston James, Robert Wade in right, Patel moving to left. Mike Shaheen kind of really trying to coordinate getting people playing time today, wants everybody to experience playing at Truist Park.
Yeah, I saw Jackson Wallace running out there to the bullpen. That must be pretty cool when Coach looks at you and goes, go out to the bullpen. You go out to center field, open the gate out there like the big-time players. It was cool to see it happen.
Martin with a good breaking ball. Alden Martin, the brother of Case Martin, who we should see for at least an inning later here today. Ahead and count 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch just off the plate inside.
Just missed. Nice pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We're at the top of the 3rd inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
Alden Martin second on the team in innings pitched with 19 of them. And the 2-2 is popped up right side. This is in no man's land, and it is.
Did he make that catch?
No, it drops for a single. It landed right in front of Thomas Dickey, right behind him. It was in front of him the way he was facing, and then Robert Wade was coming in too, but that was a tough ball that landed just right on the line for a single.
It would have been an incredible one if he did. He had to literally turn around backwards, run straight down the line, and catch it over his shoulder, and it just fell in there. It was, and you know, like you were saying, a bigger field, right fielder couldn't make it over in time, so yeah, it just kind of dropped in there. Thomas did a heck of an effort to get to it, but he got close, but they've got a runner on first with 1 out.
Pick back to first. So I got the chat function working on our YouTube page, and I'm sure we got a lot of people watching from some interesting places. So if you want to tell us where you're watching from today, who you are, where you're watching from, we'll give you a shout out. So drop it in the chat, and we'll get to that. And that is fouled back for strike 1 to Hayes Stevens.
Wow. One-handed catch. So there's a person on the second deck, and they fouled it off, and he catches it with one hand. He had something in his other hand, and he got a nice round of applause.
As he should. Impressive stuff there. I believe it's a Braves employee up there just kind of monitoring things. 0-1. Appeal down to first. No, we've got 4 umpires today. That's not every day you see that.
Yeah, normally we have 2, and that poor guy has to run behind the pitcher, and then he's moving all over. And we've got 1 behind the first baseman, one right behind the pitcher, and 1 right over third base.
1-1. Breaking ball that just misses. It was a good pitch, probably an even better take by Hayes Stevens. The pitcher popped out to second base his first time. Also hit leadoff when these 2 teams played on Monday, went 0 for 4.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
And Alden Martin has called for a balk. That will put Roberts on second.
Now comes Andrew Kim to talk to him. So there's 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. They've got a runner on second. We're at the top of the 3rd inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0. Sun's now shading first base, but that's about it. Everybody else is in the sun. It's still warm, probably 80 degrees. We're in our gold uniforms, and we're at the top of the 3rd inning.
Jackson Wallace's family tuning in from Florida today. And for a lot of this season, I would be really jealous about where they would be tuning in from, but we're starting to get real warm here. Definitely thankful for that. 2-1. Diving fastball misses. Now 3 balls and a strike. Stevens, some good plate discipline here.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch, just a hair low. And you're right, surprised he didn't go for it. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on second. Top of the 3rd inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
And a 3-1 breaking ball in there for strike 2. Still got Roberts, the 9-hole hitter, hanging off second after he put a single just the right spot. Still 1-0 Whitefield, top 3. Both teams have 4 hits apiece. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Roberts will take third on the steal.
He was taking an aggressive secondary, and this one he just got such a good jump. Andrew didn't even throw it down. He was almost there by the time he got it. So they've got a runner on third, 2 outs. We're at the top of the third inning. Mount Bethel 0, Whitefield 1, but they've got a runner on third with 2 outs.
Patrick Simon.
Great stop by Andrew Kim.
He'll take it low for ball 1. Simon has been seeing the ball well, had a hard hit single in the first inning, and then also had 2 hits in the game on Monday against Whitefield. 1 out. High. We got some more shout-outs here. We got Lofton Brown's uncle watching from Dayton, Tennessee today. We got Thomas Burns' grandparents watching from Louisville, Kentucky. And we've got Owen McKeeby's grandmother watching from Orlando, Florida today.
Wow.
Up and down the coast. 2-0, and it drills them. And now runners on the corners.
Andrew Kim absolutely saved a run on that pitch. It was 2 pitches ago, but it was in the dirt, and you couldn't tell if it was going to hit the plate and bounce up. And Andrew just dropped his leg and blocked it in case it didn't hit the plate, and it didn't. But he was also prepared if it popped up. So it was a great stop by him. But now they've got runners on first and third, 2 outs at the top of the third inning. Mount Bethel 0, Whitefield 1.
Monette in the 3-hole with an opportunity to do some damage. And he fouls it back, right back towards us for strike 1. Browning Monette struck out looking in the first inning. That was against Sam Kirky, and Whitefield kind of on a mission to go 7 innings, 7 pitchers today. Just get a lot of guys work today at Truist Park. Long pause from Martin, and he will fake to third, pick to first. That play is funny. It's legal in high school, now illegal in the MLB. So I doubt you really see that ever happening on this mound. Because if it was in an MLB game, it'd be a balk. But still a legal thing to do in high school. 0-1. Fouled away. Martin out in front here against Monette.
Well, then he's probably the first guy on this stadium to do it this year. That's a first for something. So we've got no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They've got runners on the corners with 2 outs, top of the third inning.
Martin will look to third, picks back to first. We've got another listener tuning in from Knoxville, Tennessee today. A little Rocky Top. And then this one I might be jealous of. Thomas Dickey's family tuning in from Pawleys Island, South Carolina.
Oh, nice.
All right, the 0-2. Good take. And the runner at first, Simon, had a huge lead because he thought about going to second, and I don't really think Whitefield saw that. Maybe he had a play at first. But at the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They've got runners on the corners with 2 outs. We're at the top of the third inning.
1-2, reached out, slow roller to third. Boyd up with it, throws to first in time.
Wow.
Robert Boyd in the game here in the third and makes a great play to keep Mount Bethel off the board.
And Thomas Dickey, that was a great stretch to get it. It was going to be a great play. It was going to be tight. He stretched as much as he could, and he got him. That made a big difference. Took him a second to kind of stand back up because he stretched so much. Great play by both our first baseman and Lofton Brown and Thomas Dickey. Great play.
All right, we'll be back in the bottom of the third, 1-0.
got a great view, don't you? Hey, say hi to Betty Shaheen for me. She's watching. What's that? Probably heard.
All right, welcome back to the bottom of the third. Continuing to give some shout-outs. I'm sure you probably heard that on the broadcast, but our head coach, Mike Shaheen, stopping by and giving a shout-out to his mom, Betty Shaheen, watching from up north. New pitcher, we have got Browning Manette, who actually threw 2 innings against Whitefield on Monday, will relieve Hayes Stevens, who once again had a pretty solid day, but he leaves in a 1-0 deficit after 2 innings of work. And Monette now against the top of the lineup in Lofton Brown. First pitch, ball to Lofton.
So we've got 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. We're at the bottom of the third inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0. Lofton Brown at bat. Beautiful day, 80 degrees, Truist Park.
Brown line drive, left center field, a base hit in front of the left fielder Javornak. Brown is going to try to get a hustle double, and he is out. Close play. Lofton Brown called out at second, tried to extend a single into a double. It was a bang-bang play, but he is on the other side of it.
He had a great line drive. They got in front of it, and as the left fielder picked it up, instead of throwing it to second, they threw it to the shortstop, and the shortstop is a normal spot. Now, so Lofton was like, I can get to second, and he fired it over to second from there and got him.
Patel, big swing and a miss for strike 1. Thomas Burns' aunt and grandparents watching from Columbus, Georgia today. Thomas should be getting in the game on the mound pretty soon. We got Louis Barbieri's grandmother and grandfather watching from Hernando, Florida. So got some more Florida representation as Manette's going to get that ball on the mound. Landon Ryan's aunt and Nana tuning in from Pittsburgh, the Steel City up north. I think that's maybe some of the farthest north we've seen so far. The 0-1 to Patel. High pop-up, right side in foul territory. Langston, the first baseman, is there on the warning track, and he's got it for out number 2.
Connor turned on it, hit a mile high in the air, and it was, foul ball, but it was back. It was actually a nice play by their first baseman, and they've got 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. Whitefield's leading 1-0, but close, good game here at Truist Park, and they've got 2 outs at the bottom of the third inning. Nobody on.
Manette, 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. 1 of them was earned in his outing to close out Whitefield on Monday. 2 outs here. And Brantley ropes one coming in. Javornak, he's played just right, and he's got it.
Great shot by Harrison, but right to their left fielder and for the third out. So we're at the finish the third inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
To the fourth inning we go. Low scoring game, but Whitefield on the good side of it. Up 1-0. Got some more defensive shuffles. Lofton Brown has moved to shortstop. And the biggest one, Wilson Vonderay also in left field. The biggest one, Thomas Byrne now on the mound. New pitcher for Whitefield. And the first pitch he throws is high and in for a ball to the first baseman Langston, who ended up having a nice out in the field. Got some family. Thomas Byrne, some of his family tuning in. We got grandparents in Kentucky. We got other family in Columbus, Georgia. And this one is crushed to left center field, but Vonderay is right there to make the out for out number 1.
Great play. I mean, the sun is right in his eyes. He did a nice job of getting over to it and pulling it in, and we've got 1 out. So we're at the top of the 4th inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0, with nobody on.
We got Wilson Vonderay's grandfather listening from Knoxville, Tennessee today, so I'm sure he'd like to see if he can see. I know we got a big glare, a lot of sun on the field right now. First pitch, jam shot to third. Lofton Brown at shortstop comes up with it. A little too late, as it was Brown and Boyd over there trying to figure out who was going to converge on that ball. And it ended up being Brown to take it, but it was hit slowly enough where Lemming gets a good luck single there.
Yeah, he kind of jammed him, and it wasn't hit hard. And Lofton came in hard as he could and fired over. And again, Thomas Dickey did another great catch there, but it was just too slow for us to get it. Clean transition, and he was at first before we got there. But he bounced it, and Thomas Dickey did a great job of not letting that ball get by him, because, you know, there's a lot of distance between first and the fence here, and they'd easily got to second if he hadn't done that job.
Pick back to first. So we got both sides of Louis Barbieri's grandparents watching. Gave him a shout out. The other one's in Hernando, Florida, and we got another set of grandparents watching from Lecanto, Florida.
Very impressive, you know, all the pronunciations of these towns.
I'm giving it my best shot. I don't know. Could be wrong.
No balls, no strikes, 1 out. They've got a runner on first. We are at the top of the 4th inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0, but they've got a runner on first.
The runner Lemming leading off. The pitch is hit deep to left field off the bat of Merchant. Vonderay there to track it down, though. He's been busy this inning, and he's got it for the second out.
Great play. I mean, he did a great job of seeing where it was going. Had to go probably 20, 25 yards to his right. Made a nice catch. They held the runner at first. We've got 2 outs with the runner on first at the top of the 4th inning. Great play. 2 outs. Top of the 4th, Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
Luke Walsh, the catcher, at the plate. Thomas Byrne recording 2 outs thanks to his buddy Wilson Vonderay in left. Picks back to first. It's kind of funny in high school baseball how it works. This was Whitefield really in that Mount Bethel game on Monday. Can hit a lot of barreled fly balls deep and have them run into outs, but yet a lot of times the hits are the softly hit ground balls on the infield.
Yeah, like we had here. What was that landmark game where John Durden had 7 of the first 9 outs because they were just hitting him straight to him? Well, they weren't hitting straight to him, but he made 7 great plays.
I believe that was a Walker game, which was less than a week apart from that. It was also on the road.
Oh,
Pick back to first, and Thomas Byrne picks him off. And a scoreless inning for Byrne.
Heck of a move to first base. Great play. He had him by foot. Thomas Dickey almost blocked the plate for him and tagged him out. Great play to end the inning. So we're at the top of the 4th. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
Bottom of the fourth, Whitefield up 1-0. Thanks so much for being with us here this afternoon with Kevin Brogan. I'm Jack Hunter here on the Whitefield Sports Network. Probably the coolest place we've been this year so far doing a game this baseball season. Truist Park, I'd say it's probably not even close.
Yeah, not even close. And what a beautiful day. It was 83 when we started. The Shades now got the first baseman, second baseman, pitcher, and catcher in the shade, and Landon Ryan at bat.
Manette still on the mound. Ryan, first pitch pop up, right side of the infield. Langston calling off the second baseman, Manette. And a first pitch out will start the Whitefield side of the inning.
It was low and away. Landon went down and made contact with it, but popped it up way in the air, but right to the first baseman. And we've got one out, nobody on, bottom of the fourth. Andrew Wade coming to bat.
Andrew Wade coming back to the plate after grounding out to second his first time to the plate. We also got some more shout-outs here. Owen McKeevy's grandparents, Chuck and Julie McKeevy, cheering on the pack from Castleberry, Florida today. A lot of Florida fans for us today as Manette throws it on the outside corner.
Definitely the leader in the clubhouse right now with most of them. But, you know, we have two from Knoxville. I remember that, so probably in close second.
And that one going inside on Andrew Wade. Andrew Wade has really made his role with the pack probably in the biggest way on the mound this year, but has also offensively started to come alive a little bit. 1-1, swing and a miss. Manette taking a little off on the outside corner and getting Wade to swing through it.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. We're at the bottom of the fourth inning. Got 1 out, nobody on. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0 here at Truist Park.
1-2, hanging breaking ball hit pretty deep out to center field, but Simon is there for the second out. So we were talking about how oftentimes in high school those fly balls end up as outs. That is even more true, probably double as true in an MLB stadium when the outfield is just so cavernous.
Yeah, it's a beautiful field. So it's 335 down one line, 325 down the other, 400 dead center.
And Jackson Wallace steps in and takes a strike. So 2 flyouts in the inning for Whitefield, 2 quick outs. This game not featuring a ton of offense so far. Pitcher's duel, and Wallace gets clipped by the pitch. He will go to first.
Wow, yeah, inside pitch. He did his job. He took it right on the inside, and he's on first base. So got 2 outs, runner on first at the bottom of the fourth inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
And Luke Linder comes to the plate now, singled and got stranded in the second. It was a solid hit on the right center field side. First pitch, runner goes, pitches outside, throw down to second, not in time. Jackson Wallace swipes second, almost kind of overslid the bag, but able to keep it.
Great jump he had, and yeah, great slide, and he popped up from it and almost popped up and landed past it. But he's safe at second and already taking an aggressive lead. He's got the second baseman's attention, and we have a runner on second with 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes. Luke Linder at bat.
Good opportunity for Linder with the runner in scoring position, and the count now even 1 ball and 1 strike. Linder not a fan of that strike call, but we talked earlier in the game, worth repeating here, that Whitefield went 3 for 13 with runners in scoring position on Monday. Left 11 guys on base in that 5-3 region loss against this very team, Mount Bethel.
Yeah, Luke would have definitely touched his helmet on that one. It seemed low, and he kind of made a face about it, and he got another one, but he got a piece of that one.
And he fouls it off, and I feel like that's been the case early with a lot of the taller players. They get the low strike called against them a lot of the time. Now, ideally, their zone should be higher up because they're taller, but they oftentimes get those low strikes. And so I've seen a lot of so far in the early ABS system, MLB, a lot of the tall guys tapping their heads over pitches like that. It's provided some good entertainment in the league this year.
Yeah, it has been.
2-1 count now. There was one game where notorious umpire C.B. Buckner, who's been in the league for probably way too long, got ABS challenged on 2 pitches in a row, 2 strike 3 calls in a row, at a home game, like with the bases loaded, and the Reds fans were absolutely losing their mind. It was like the greatest thing that happened in the game. The announcer said it was the loudest they had heard in the ballpark all season.
And they were both overturned?
They're both overturned. it was a 3-1, or I have to get my number straight. It was 2 strike 3 calls in a row that ended up getting overturned. Maybe it's a 1-2 and then a 2-2 and then 3-2. And Monette tried to pick Wallace off at second. There was nobody there, but he just runs at him. Merchant now with the ball, and Merchant will tag Jackson Wallace out. Maybe, no. All right, still going in this rundown here. And Wallace runs into Monette in the baseline, and how about that for taking third base?
Holy
One of the
cow.
most ridiculous pickles you'll see in high school sports. Jackson Wallace is on third base right now somehow.
What did they say? The guy that didn't have the ball interfered with him?
So obstruction is going to be the call. Obstruction in that the way that the pitcher Monette was in the baseline in the way of Wallace when Wallace was running. That is what you're told to do as a base runner is to run into the guy if he's there, because you'll get a free base. Eric McAfee, the coach for Mount Bethel, not happy about the call. He is letting the umpire at third base know. Now he's going to let the home plate umpire know. Obviously, you probably don't want to get tossed out of the Truist Park game. I don't even know where you would go.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just wait out in the bus for a while, because you know that they're not going to give him any special treatment. Now both umpires talked to him, and he stepped onto the field on top of it to make his point to the third base umpire. Made his point. The guy would have nothing to do with it. Now the home plate umpire comes walking up, and you know what? I'm glad, because Jackson Wallace, he did more calisthenics there back and forth. He needs the break to catch his win, but yeah, now it's still going on.
So McAfee will go back to the dugout. Not happy about it. They're really not that many Mount Bethel fans here today. I'd say solid amount, probably more than it looks just because the ballpark's so big. But the small contingency of Eagle fans here today were booing the call.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're at the bottom of the 4th. We've got a runner on third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Walsh setting up outside. The 2-2 is popped up. And Walsh can't get it. And I had a hard time figuring out where the ball was, too. It was right outside the right-handed batter's box, and Walsh, the catcher, tried to get it, and it just popped right out of his glove. And Luke Linder will get a second life here. The first one he already got off of Jackson Wallace getting to third base. That could have been the third out, and that could have been the third out there, too.
This ball was just high in the air, and the wind we're starting to get a little wind. If you can see the flags out in center field, and that ball was moving back and forth. The catcher, which this is a hard thing to do, he turns around one way, turns around the other way. So his back was actually to the pitcher when he tried to catch it, pops out of his glove. I thought it might have even been in fair territory, but it wasn't.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Monette got him. He's fired up about it. And that will do it for the 4th inning. Whitefield still taking a 1-0 lead as we go to the 5th. Don't go anywhere.
Just a reminder, baseball budgets in Whitefield and Mount Bethel are just a little bit less
To the 5th inning we go. Whitefield up 1-0. Our 5th pitcher of the day is Samuel Suddeth, the senior, following Thomas Burns' scoreless inning of work. Luke Walsh, the catcher, leading off. Suddeth's first pitch of his season is a strike.
And Thomas Burns, after that fantastic pickoff play to end the last inning, he's now over at third. Andrew Kim is catching. Thomas Dickey is at first base.
Now the 0-1. Breaking ball. Peel to first. He did go.
Nice.
So Sam Suddeth, a 3-sport athlete here at Whitefield Academy. He was a center on the football team this year. Was a center, different sport, for basketball, for Greg Bly's basketball team. And then here's a senior as a pitcher here on the Whitefield baseball team. 0-2 count to Walsh. And from the stretch, Suddeth. It's a swinging bunt, third base line. Suddeth picks it up, throws a bullet to first, but it'll pull Dickey off the bag. It'll be an infield single for Luke Walsh.
It was a slow roller. He did a nice job picking it up. He had to do it, pick it up with his bare hand, fired over there. It was just a little on the inside. Thomas did a nice job of stopping the ball from getting out, but he couldn't keep his foot on the bag because it was a little off. It was probably 6 or 7 feet to the left. So Thomas stopped it, got the ball, but he was off the bag when it happened. So they've got a runner at first, no outs. We are at the top of the 5th inning. Mount Bethel 0, Whitefield 1.
Jack Javarnik at the plate, popped out to shortstop to Landon Ryan his first time. Suddeth with a runner on first. Javarnik shows bunt, bunts it right in front of the plate. Kim will sling it to Dickey at first for the out. So sack bunt will push the tying run into scoring position.
They've had a few attempts at bunts, but that was a great one. I mean, that ball probably went 5 feet in front of the plate. Andrew Kim made a nice, clean play, fired it over to Thomas Dickey to get the out. We've got 1 out, a runner at second. We're at the top of the 5th inning. Mount Bethel 0, Whitefield 1.
Roberts, the 9-hole hitter. We've got Thomas Byrne now moving to third base. We've got Marshall Hood making his varsity debut at second base. Thomas Dickey still at first. Suddeth stepping off, trying to do a little inside move, checking on Walsh. We've got Robert Wade in right field, Winston James in center, and then Wilson Bondere still out in left field. The 9-hole hitter Roberts with 1 out. Swings and misses.
Lofton Brown playing shortstop. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. They've got a runner on second. We're at the top of the 5th.
Look back now, the 0-1.
Ooh,
close,
nice
but a ball.
Nice pitch. Maybe a little low, but nice movement on it. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. They've got a runner on second. We're at the top of the 5th. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
1-1. Fastball, low part of the zone, called a strike. Roberts spinning out of the box, didn't really like it, but Suddeth trying to hunker down here and prevent the tying run from scoring in the 5th inning.
They've got a runner at second, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Suddeth look back to second. Top of the order on deck, and he will check on the runner Walsh at second. Thomas Dickey's Grandy and Pawpaw watching from Thomasville. 1-2. Outside, Kim with a nice block. No
Wow,
advance.
great block by Andrew Kim. Just it bounced once hard. Andrew got it in front of him, hit off his chest, kept the ball in front of him, kept that runner at second. Thomas Burns over at third base after that great pickoff play. You get a runner to third and a pass ball is going to score a run, so it's good that he kept in second.
2-2, pushes Roberts off the plate. Definitely want to get the outs you can here. The top of the lineup, and Hayes Stevens is on deck.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. They've got a runner on second base. Mount Bethel 0, Whitefield 1.
The pitch, swing and a miss. A diving fastball, and Suddeth gets his first strikeout of the season, and it is the 2nd out.
Beautiful inside fastball. He got him swinging. Great 3-2 pitch. You know there's got to be pressure on that. 3-2. You're at Truist Park. You got a new, mound there that's higher than the others, and he throws a great inside fastball strike to strike him out. And they have 2 outs now. Runner at second.
And Stevens in the box sends a ground ball foul to the netting on the Mount Bethel Eagles dugout.
So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. They've got a runner on second. Sun is really now hitting all the outfield. Our third baseman and shortstop of the shade for the rest of the infield.
Sudduth trying to get out of this inning with Whitefield still up 1-0. A run they scored in the bottom of the first inning. 0-1. Drops in there for a strike.
Great pitch. He's thrown that fastball inside, got the last guy. That was a great outside fastball. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They've got a runner on second. We're at the top of the 5th inning. Here at Truist Park, Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
Sudduth pitching in a JV game on Tuesday. This is his varsity debut this season. Fly ball, right field side, and it'll find the seats. So hopefully somebody able to get that and get themselves some Braves memorabilia.
All right, so I see 8 young kids running after that, and it's a sprint. And the one gets it. It's got the Whitefield hat on, holds it up high, proud as can be. He's going to go get. Now you see him turning it in for his free prize.
And the 0-2. Jammed him, fouled off at the plate.
Nice pitch. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They've got a runner on second base. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0. Top of the 5th inning.
Sudduth peeking in for the sign from his catcher, Andrew Kim. The 0-2 again. High fastball, fouled back into the netting.
Good pitching. Batter's doing a nice job staying alive. So it's still 0, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning, they've got a runner on second. Top of the order for him.
Now the whole infield, or at least most of the infield, is in the shadow, outfield in the sun. And he'll look back. It looks like kind of third base and shortstop area deeper where Byrne and Brown are still in the sun, but a lot of the infield in the sun and outfield not that way. 0-2. Popped up. Foul.
Here goes the race of kids again. They're all charging for the ball. Nice pitching. Still no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're at the top of the 5th inning. They've got a runner on second. Mount Bethel 0, Whitefield 1.
Sudduth trying to win the battle against Hayes Stevens. The pitch, low and away. A good 0-2 pitch from Sudduth. Great take by Stevens, who's put up some good at-bats today. Has no hits to show for it yet.
Yeah, that umpire, it is a great pitch. The umpire's giving him that outside corner, and this one was just a little bit low. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Sudduth gets in his legs as he comes set. He fires. And a good block by Andrew Kim. Ball 2.
Andrew Kim has been getting a workout. Nothing's gotten by him so far, and it's doing a nice job behind the plate. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. They've got a runner on second. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
And Kim will tell Sudduth to step off.
So they've got a runner on second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the order for Mount Bethel here with the runner on second.
The 2-2. Fly ball right center field. Definitely catchable. Winston James out there is going to make the grab. And Whitefield preserves the lead. No runs in the top of the 5th. 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. In scoring position. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Whitefield 1 and Mount Bethel 0.
Leading off for the Wolfpack at the bottom half of the fifth inning. Number 13.
Louis Barbieri, the new designated hitter for Whitefield, will make his season debut for the Pack. The junior will, or the sophomore will. And he will also come to the plate here at Truist Park as we start at the bottom of the fifth inning. Great to have you with us. Browning Manette still on the mound for Mount Bethel, and Barbieri will take a strike. Louis, a very solid offensive lineman on the football team. Suffered an injury in the last game of the year, the game in Calvary Day, and has been rehabbing to get back here. And here he is playing at Truist Park. 0-1 outside, now 1 ball in, 1 strike.
I'll tell you what, that was a good eye because they've been giving him the outside corner. That was just a tad bit out, but it was a good eye. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. We're at the bottom of the fifth inning. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
The 1-1. Pop fly behind us. It'll be a souvenir for somebody.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. We're at the bottom of the fifth. Nobody on. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0.
Browning Manette and Hayes Stevens were the 2 pitchers Whitefield saw on Monday. They're here again. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A good breaking ball, and Barbieri goes down swinging.
Yeah, it was a nice low breaking ball that just broke over the outside of the plate. Just missed it. So we've got 1 out. Bottom of the fifth inning. Owen McKeeby coming at bat. Nobody on. Whitefield 1, Mount Bethel 0. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit, as you can see the flags out in center field.
Owen McKeeby into a double play to end the second inning. He's up for the second time today. First time against Manette, though. Remember, he did this earlier in the game, worth mentioning again, and we'll do it after the first pitch, which is a high strike. If you're watching us today, you might be scattered somewhere on Easter break. Let us know where you're watching us from, who you are. We'll give you a shout out. We got a lot of people up and down the coast. We got some Pennsylvania, Massachusetts,
Florida,
fans
Tennessee.
Watching. A lot of Florida, a lot of Tennessee. McKeeby swings through for strike 2.
Beautiful field. Here comes one of our pitchers. It looks like Case. I can only tell that because of the shoes. And coming in from the dugout, from the out there pitching, warming up. Beautiful field, beautiful day, 80 degrees.
And the 0-2 misses outside. So we, states-wise, have Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina.
We had a Pittsburgh.
Georgia, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. And those are all the states we've had represented so far. Can we get to more than that? 1-2,
nice
fouled away.
And where was Betty from?
Massachusetts.
There you go.
Betty Shaheen, Mike Shaheen's mom, a loyal listener and viewer of the program. She will according to Coach Sheen, will call Coach Sheen after the game and let him know what she thinks about the team. So she kind of an assistant coach in a sense from far away. 1-2, ground ball to short. Fielded cleanly by Roberts. His throw to first is not in time. Owen McKeeby hustling down the line, beats it out.
You know, Owen doesn't do anything slow, and he just got on the horse quickly, and it was a ground ball straight to the shortstop. He fielded it cleanly, but Owen is so fast, he beat the throw, and we've got a runner at first with one out.
And that'll get it back to the top of the order for Lofton Brown. Obviously, Whitefield happy to be winning right now, but definitely don't want to be complacent up 1-0, given it's just one run, and a lot can change in just a half inning. McKeeby leading off first. Brown shows bunt, pulls it back for a ball. I think Owen McKeeby might have missed a steal sign right there because Brown looked annoyed that he took a pitch down the middle, and Mike Shaheen is kind of walking around in the coaching box looking a little disappointed.
So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. We've got a runner on first, taking a big lead.
And the pick back to first is not in time. McKeeby was leaning, but the pick wasn't quick enough to get him.
And he had a nice big lead, and he's doing it again. That throwback didn't slow him down at all. So we've got no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. We've got a runner at first.
And another pick back.
They must have figured that he was supposed to steal on that last one, so he's probably going to get the steal sign now. That's why they're trying to keep him close, but it's almost like Owen's going a little further every time they try and throw over and get him, and he takes a bigger lead.
Runner's not going. The ball is blooped to right field and caught by Lemming for the second out.
Pop is straight to the right fielder. Owen turned and watched him, went about halfway, saw him catch it, and came back to first. So we've got 2 outs. Runner at first with Connor Patel coming about.
Here's Patel with 2 outs. So we'll see what McKeeby's doing now. We'll see if he can try to get into scoring position. You know, Patel has most RBIs on the team. He does go, and no chance to get him down at second. He is in easily. First pitch was a ball outside.
So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. We've got a runner now at second. Owen did a nice job, just stole second. So 2 outs, runner at second. Connor Patel at bat. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs.
It's Whitfield's 58th stolen base of the season in game 22, really full game 21. We had a forfeit win included in there. Way more, at least per game, than the team last season.
Connor Patel at bat, 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. We've got a runner at second.
1-0. Hit high,
go.
hit deep down the right field line, and it is a fair ball, and one hops off the wall.
He's going for 3.
McKeeby scores. Patel putting the brakes on at second. RBI double for Connor Patel, and Whitefield now up 2-0.
What a rope. A line drive shot right down the line. Stayed in fair territory. Owen McKeeby, because of 2 outs, he was running on the crack of the bat. He made it home easily. Connor was flying around second. I thought he was going to go for third, but they fielded it cleanly and got it in, and he's nice double, RBI double, and it's Whitefield 2, Mount Bethel 1. Connor Patel on second base. What a shot.
Well, and that goes to show you how important McKeeby stealing second was, because scoring from first there may have been tough. At least it would have been a good play at the plate. And he was able to score easily. Connor Patel with the first extra base hit of the game by either team. And Browning Manette's day is done on the mound. Gave Mount Bethel some length and poured in a solid 2 2/3 innings of work. But Mount Bethel and Eric McAfee will go to the bullpen. And we'll take a break with them. Don't go anywhere. Whitefield up 2-0 over Mount Bethel here on the Whitefield Sports Network. New pitcher for Mount Bethel is their previous first baseman, Carter Langston. Third pitcher of the day. Manette went 2 2/3 innings, conceded 3 hits. 1 run for now, 0 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And that is where Langston will get the ball. Runner on second, that's Patel. Harrison Brantley in the 3-hole for the first time this season at the plate today.
Connor Patel taking a massive lead.
Langston, a big righty, will come home and deliver a strike to Harrison Brantley.
So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. They changed the pitcher. We've got a runner, Connor Patel, at second base, taking a massive lead after a great line drive into the corner for a double that scored a run. Whitefield 2, Mount Bethel 0.
0-1, fly out of play. We have unlocked a new state. Case and Alden Martin's grandparents, Tina and Steve Rogers, tuning in from Fairfax, Virginia.
Well, Harrison's grandparents came down. They're from Charleston, South Carolina. They came and said hello before the game, so we can include South Carolina too. I think that counts.
We had a Pawleys Island reference
that's right.
earlier, so got that covered double time.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We've got a runner at second. We're at the bottom of the 5th inning.
0-2. Brantley reaches out to first, smothered by Manette, who moved to first base after leaving the mound, and that will be it to end the inning. We go to the 6th now after Connor Patel's RBI double makes it 2-0, Pack on top. Inning number 6, 6th pitcher of the day for Whitefield Academy, and it is Case Martin. After we've got 5 pitchers now who have thrown scoreless outings, and it is now Case Martin who's trying to go for number 6. 2-0 game with Kevin Brogan. I'm Jack Hunter. Great to have you with us here. As Patrick Simon steps in, Case Martin's first pitch, breaking ball that freezes him.
Tell you what, Case, he is firing the ball. So good to see him out there. I mean, he pitched 30 pitches earlier in the week, but he looks great firing the ball. That was a great breaking ball. Another great breaking ball.
Does it here, gets a swing from Simon. As you mentioned, Case pitched Monday at Mount Bethel, an inning and 2/3. It was his season debut. He gave up 2 earned runs, 4 hits, struck out 3 through 40 pitches. It was kind of a messy outing as he got back to play. 0-2, called strike 3.
Wow.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night there from Case Martin.
You know, it was neat. I was watching him warm up. He got his 8 pitches. I think they were all 8 fastballs. And, you know, they had 3 batters out here trying to look at the new pitcher. Case throws 8 fastballs. Then the guy comes up to bat. He throws him 2 incredible breaking balls for the first 2 strikes, then fires that fastball for the 3rd one. What pitching. Great job. So we've got 1 out. We're at the top of the 6th. Whitefield 2, Mount Bethel 0.
Case working from the stretch after a 3-pitch strikeout. First pitch high to Browning Manette, who has gone from second base to pitcher to first base.
And we've got Harrison Brantley behind the plate, Luke Linder at first, Owen McKeeby at second, Landon Ryan at short, Robert Boyd at third.
Swing and a miss.
Wow, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on. We're at the top of the 6th inning. Whitefield 2, Mount Bethel 0.
Got the starting outfield back in there as well. Wade, Patel, and Wallace left to right. The 1-1. Swing. Yes, he did. The appeal to first. I'm honestly surprised they even appealed that. But 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Case Martin getting going on the mound. Case is a very intense guy on the mound. Oftentimes you'll see him talking to himself on the mound. He's very kind of energetic, bouncy on the mound.
I'll tell you, he's intimidating. I mean, he's just fast. He's got so many pitches down there. And intimidating pitcher, and he's pitching like it too. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on. Top of the 6th. Whitefield 2, Mount Bethel 0.
The 2-2. Got him. Another disgusting slider. Dropped, though. Brantley's throw to first is strong, and it is in time. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Case Martin.
That was a great play by Harrison. The ball got away from him, went to the right, and their runner was going as fast as he could. Harrison picks it up and has to fire a strike. And to Luke Linder's credit, Luke comes to the inside of the bag and stretches like he was taking a ball from a shortstop. And we get him out only by a step or 2. So 2 outs, nobody on.
Carter Langston, who's now the pitcher, steps in, and another breaking ball. And you can see the dugout, or you can't see, but I'm going to tell you, the Whitefield dugout on the first base side is doing kind of a sword. That's what kind of commonly referred to when you get a check swing like that. It looks like you're swinging a sword. So Case getting one there, 0-1. Another breaking ball. This one drops in there. Mount Bethel has not had a chance at that pitch today.
No, I mean, in that first one was low and away strike, and then he comes inside high, breaking ball for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
The pitch, called strike 3.
Wow.
Case Martin sees 3 batters, strikes them all out. That's the Case Martin we know and love. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th now. It's 2-0 Whitefield.
Attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for Mount Bethel, number 21, Aiden Merchant.
How's it look? Forward. We go to inning, or the bottom of the 6th inning. Kind of an interesting moment. You guys might have gotten just, your ears might have just gotten blown out in between innings. I think our microphone got either drilled or, I think it got drilled or something, because our camera got messed up and our microphone got messed up too.
So it's a new pitcher, and you know he's probably a little excited from Mount Bethel, so he takes his first warm-up pitch. It is a good 3 feet above his catcher's head and goes right to the microphone and even rocks the camera a little bit. So, but I think he got his jitters out. So we're at the bottom of the 6th inning. Whitefield 2, Mount Bethel 0. Good close game here at Truist Park.
First pitch to Landon Ryan from Aiden Merchant, who's been the third baseman all game. Drops in there for a strike. So the tour for Browning Manette will continue. He's going from second to pitcher to first. Now he's playing third base.
No balls, 1 strike, no outs, nobody on.
Ryan, ground
Nice
ball,
shot.
right side, through a base hit. Leadoff single in the inning for Landon Ryan.
Great shot right between the first baseman and second baseman. And typical for Landon, he runs like he's going to go for second. You know, you never know how far it's going to go, but he was prepared to make the turn and go, but he didn't. They held him up at first. We've got a runner on first with no outs in the bottom of the 6th inning.
So Boyd batting for the first time today. Andrew Wade went 0 for 2. Boyd is hitting in his spot. First pitch, foul ball out of play. Just a reminder, if you're watching us from out of town, going somewhere this weekend, let us know who you are, where you're watching from. We'll give you a shout out. We've got a lot of states covered so far here today.
No balls, 1 strike, no outs. Landon Ryan up first, Robert Boyd up.
And the pickoff to first goes over the head and into, looks like the camera well down there.
They're going to give him third.
And Ryan will get third on the throwing error.
Well, he was going to steal, and the pitcher goes to throw it to first base, and Landon is basically froze between the two of them. It was going to be another rundown, and the pitcher just gets excited, throws it over his first baseman's head. It was so far back. Landon made the turn. He was going to go for third, but it went in the dugout, so he automatically got it. So we've got a runner at third, no balls, 1 strike, no outs, and a runner on third.
Infield in for Mount Bethel. Merchant fires outside, trickles away from the catcher, and Ryan will go back to third. Catcher still is Luke Walsh, even with all the changes that have taken place. Langston back at first base after getting just 1 out.
And he's up on the grass. Their infield's in. They're going to try and hold our runner at third. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Boyd fouls it away again. Chase for the ball.
There's more. Gosh, it's the population of baseball chasers has gone up here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. We've got a runner on third. We're at the bottom of the 6th inning. Whitefield 2, Mount Bethel 0.
The 1-2.
Nice.
Line drive, left center field, down for a base hit.
Wow.
Robert Boyd taking a turn. He'll stop, put on the brakes, get back to first. But an RBI single extends the lead to 3.
Great line drive right over the shortstop, probably 10, 15 feet above the shortstop, right between center fielder and their left fielder. Landon scores easily. We're leading 3-0. No outs. Great shot by Robert Boyd. And we've got a runner at first, no outs.
Thomas Dickey getting his first at-bat of the day. Been playing a little bit of first base. But batting-wise, this is his first time to the plate. Merchant comes home and fires a strike down the middle to Dickey, who takes it.
Robert's taking a nice size lead. Catcher just noticed him, looked at him on that last one. So there's no balls, 1 strike, no outs. Run on first. Robert Boyd's taking a big lead. We're at the bottom of the 6th inning at Truist Park.
Fly ball hit deep right center field. And the right fielder Lemming is there for the out. Dickey gave it a good ride, but it is caught for the first out.
Great line drive shot. That right fielder had to go to his right, probably, 6 or 7 paces, but he caught it. Robert Boyd did a nice job. Went halfway, watched the ball come in, and got back to first in time. And now we've got Luke Linder at bat with 1 out and a runner on first.
Boyd is that runner on first, an RBI hit. Big one for him. First pitch to Linder. High, towering fly ball, left center field. This is going to stay in the yard in the sun. The center fielder, Simon, catches it for out number 2.
Beautiful high. It didn't get all of it, but it went out deep. Robert went halfway, watched him. Good catch to get it in there, but he hit it hard. So we've got 2 outs, runner at first. We're at the bottom of the 6th inning. Whitefield 3, Mount Bethel 0. Robert Boyd's our runner at first. And after a fabulous time in pitching in the last inning, now we have Case Martin coming to bat.
And Eric McAfee will have a chat. Mount Bethel lost 12-11 to Paideia on Thursday, and they don't play again until next Thursday. So they can really throw whoever they want, do whatever they want today.
Well, this pitcher's not pitching too bad. I mean, we hit the ball hard. Hasn't walked anybody, and it's their 3rd pitcher, so I don't know how many they really have. I think they're going to leave.
Oh, they're going to make a wholesale change here.
Oh.
So they're going to put in some of their guys.
So the same pitcher.
Oh, they're benching. Caden Schneider, number 1, saw him get in. Number 7, Cole Harrigan, he is at second base.
And Case Martin at bat, no balls, no strikes, 2 outs. We've got a runner on first, Robert Boyd, after a great line drive RBI.
Merchant's first pitch is a strike, back pick to first. And Boyd back in there safely.
Harrison does such a great job of when he sees somebody taking a big lead at first, he doesn't make it obvious. That catcher here, I saw him look over 2 or 3 times. We knew he was going to go down there, and Robert was back in plenty of time.
Martin swings and fouls it, so Boyd will have to go back to first base. Andrew Kim has grabbed a bat. If Case Martin can reach, Andrew Kim will come to the plate for the first time today. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Whitefield is up 3-0 after that RBI hit from Robert Boyd earlier in the inning.
So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're at the bottom of the 6th. Robert Boyd is at first base. Case Martin's at bat. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped in the mitt. And that'll do it for Whitefield in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3 outs left for Mount Bethel. Whitefield up 3-0 as we go to the 7th.
Number 27, Robert Wade.
Top of the 7th inning. Robert Wade, the 7th pitcher of the day. And he's trying to complete a team shutout of the Mount Bethel Eagles. Working from the windup. Wade leading the team in innings pitched this year. Will drop a breaking ball in there for a strike to Trip Lemming.
Nice breaking ball. Harrison Brantley's behind the plate. Luke Linder's over at first. Owen McKeeby at second. Landon Ryan at short.
0-1. Breaking ball drops in there for strike 2.
Another great pitch. Lofton Brown's playing third.
Wade has his sign and fires. Got him swinging up the ladder.
Pitch. Connor Patel is out in center. Andrew Wade is in left field. And it looks like Jackson Wallace is in right. Not sure on that, can't see the number. So it's no balls, no strikes, 1 out. We're at the top of the 7th inning. Nobody's on. Whitfield's leading 3-0.
First pitch, swing and a miss.
Wind's starting to pick up. You can see the flags out there.
Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Nice pitch.
Wade not wasting any time. Whitfield struck out 4 straight batters. Can they make it 5? Yes, they can. Strike 3.
Has he just thrown 6 strikes in a row? Did he have a ball in the last guy? That's
I don't believe he did, but
that was great pitching. I loved it because it's a fastball, breaking ball. Another one, I mean, 6 pitches, 2 strikeouts. What a great outing.
And now with just 1 out left to get, Mike Shaheen is going to make a change. He's going to bring in Jackson Wallace. So we're not going to have 8. We're going to have 8 pitchers now. Jackson, a fan favorite, throws a lot of strikes, gets a lot of outs. We'll step aside, come back when he's ready to go to get 1 more out. Two outs, top of the 7th inning. Whitfield up 3-0. Jackson Wallace, the 8th pitcher of the day. Whitfield going for a team shutout here. They have 9 strikeouts, and it'll be Luke Walsh, the catcher, with 2 outs. Wallace, first pitch ball.
So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, top of the 7th, nobody on.
Foul tip into the mitt. Today, Walsh is 1 for 2. Whitfield has allowed 6 hits. They have played clean baseball, no errors. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Got him with the breaking ball.
Great breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're at the top of the 7th inning. Whitfield 3, Mount Bethel 0. Harrison Brantley behind the plate. Luke Linder over at first. Owen McKeeby at second. Landon Ryan at short, and Lofton Brown at third.
1-2. Misses inside. Everybody from the Whitfield dugout is up on the top shelf, trying to pop out of there if Whitfield can get a win. They can do it on this pitch. Wallace from the windup. Deep breath. The 2-2. low, and the count runs full.
Have we walked anybody today?
No walks today. We've hit at least one batter.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
The pitch, line drive, and we will go one batter further. A base hit from Luke Walsh.
Line drive right over Landon's head. Nice shot. Goes straight out. Connor Patel picks it up quickly. They've got a runner on first with 2 outs.
And Javornak will come to the plate.
So we're at the top of the 7th, 2 outs. We're going to lead 3-0 with a runner on first.
Wind is really picking up here. The lefty pops it up. This could do it. Left side, Brown on the edge of the outfield grass has it. And Whitefield Academy has won their Truist Park game. Final score, Whitefield 3, Mount Bethel 0.
What a game, what a beautiful day, what a beautiful, well-played game for Whitefield as well. Great pitching.
Great pitching for Whitefield. The shutout win. They get 3 runs and win the ball game. And that will be all for us here today at Truist Park. Thanks for everybody for joining us from all the different states, at least 6 or 7 different states we got represented. Appreciate everybody tuning in. For Kevin Brogan, I'm Jack Hunter. And so long. We'll talk to you on Wednesday as the Pack face off against Wesleyan. Goodbye.
Go Pack.